Shalom. For the first, we give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem Harakah Kodash. Wakatum. Give honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. And to all across the globe, pushing the word of truth and sincere. I want to say Shalom. Excuse my cat here. You know, my little buddy. All right, she may be making an appearance here too. You may hear, but you know, we had our first cold weekend here in the Midwest, here in Cleveland, and I know in Chicago it was very inclement weather, very cold weather, you know, and the apostles have put out a decree that, you know, we gotta be over righteous, man. If it's too cold, you know, stay in and do some live shows, you know, and you know, this is a 180 from when I first came in when we were out, you know, 4, 5, 6 hours in the wintertime, you know, in Chicago, you know, really cold weather. And we don't like that for years. You know, there have been times where we were outside in blizzards. I remember a time we were outside in snowstorms, you know, and not to mention, you know, the heavy winds coming off that lake, you know. And I was just showing you that the times are getting near to the end, you know, where prophecy is speaking, and there's going to be a time where you're not going to see the Lord on the corners anymore, man. You know, and the Lord is slowly removing the prophets from the highways and the byways, man. You know, and you know, you take heed now, you know, while you still have access to the Word. You know, because they're going to try to shut down the internet. They're going to try to do a lot of violating or stopping your right to free speech. You know, so you know, hopefully the lesson is edifying. So I'm going to get into Isaiah the 30th chapter, verse 20. It says, though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. For thine eyes shall see thy teachers. You know, and you know, we're accessible now. You're seeing the men of the Lord out, you know, on highways and byways in the respective cities. You know, Moses told my great millstone, but you do have these other camps that are out here, you know, teaching Israel on highway and byways, man. All right, and we're not here to sit there and say that we are the ones that wake everybody up. That's not true. You know, but great millstone does have 100% truth of the doctrine. You know, when the Lord gave us commandment, you know, that we should go out on the highways and byways and to teach. You know, I ain't gonna play with what I did. Just real quick. You know, this is a commandment by Yahweh Shem Shai. We have to go on the highways and byways. Now, how do we know to do that? You know, in the Old Testament, because the men of the Lord were always around. All right, always been accessible. Okay, teaching the word, prophesying into the wind, in season and out of season. This is Luke 13 or 14, and it started. It gets to the point. Luke 14, and we'll start at 21. Start at 22. The servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, yet there is room, right? If you know, familiar with the story, you know, the Lord is bidding people to the marriage, but they all gave excuses. All right, those who came, all right, hey, there's still room. All right, there's still room for more guests, for more workers. All right, It says, and the servant said, the Lord, it is done as I have commanded, and yet there is room. The Lord said to the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. All right, so the Lord said we got to go on the highways and hedges, which is what? The streets. Okay? When he selected the prophets, the disciples, so he sent them up what? By twos. All right? Where did he send them? Where did he send them to? Out into the streets to do the work. Okay? To chief place of concourse. All right? So you get that in Proverbs. Proverbs 1 and 21. I'm sorry, 20. So wisdom is the title for this particular part. It said wisdom cries in the streets. So wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. So where are you going to hear the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? You're going to hear him on the highways and the byways, man. Okay, outside. The men of the Lord taught outside. That's how you can be made a spectacle if you're inside being covered up by a building. Verse 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the streets, the city, she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scoffing, and fools hate knowledge? Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. All right. So wisdom is going to be found in the mouth of Yahweh Yahweh's men. All right. Amos 3 and 7. To surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but reveal up his secrets unto his servants the prophets. So only the prophets have the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that word that the prophets do have of Yahweh Shem Yahushua are commanded to go out on the highways and the byways, crying out, cry out, spare not, lifting your voice like a trumpet. And where do we do that at? We do that outside in the Agora, all right, the chief marketplace, all right? You know, and this is where you're going to find the wisdom. This is where you're going to find the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua being spoken. All right, because we're what? We're to get a warning from the Lord, but also to give those who are part of the elect, okay, to hear these words and to wake up. A lot of fruit came in the wintertime, man. Whether you want to like it or not, the men of the Lord, all right, have always been awoken at any hour, any time, any season. And there have been plenty of brothers that have woken up during the wintertime, seeing the brethren out there on the highways and byways, man. All right? Song of Solomon, 3 and 1. It said, by night on my bed I saw him whom my soul loveth. I saw him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city in the streets. In the broad ways I will seek him whom my soul loveth. I saw him, but I found him not. The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, saw ye him whom my soul loveth? All right, so he had to get up and go out in the highway and the byways to find the Lord, man. You know, we know Solomon was Yahushua, okay? Okay? But the point is that the men of the Lord are to be outside so he can be found, okay? If we're not out there, then how are you going to find us, man? You see? The Lord said what? We read earlier in Isaiah that you're going to see your teachers. All right? So whether you're, you know, on the West Coast where it's nice and favorable temperatures down south, Florida and Texas. But it's important for the men of the Lord to be out here, all right, on highways and byways during the winter time, in season, out of season. Okay, because there's a lot of fruit that's still to be out. And the fact that the Lord is putting the Spirit upon the apostles, okay, to basically leave it up to camp heads to whether, we're going to camp on these very cold days, man. But there was a time where the men of the Lord was sought after, man. And now the Lord is slowly drawing back on those opportunities of wisdom for you to gather. All right? Verse 4 says, it was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom I saw loveth. I held him and would not let him go till I brought him into my mother's chamber, into my mother's house, into the chamber of her that conceived me. So the fact that we're out here sighing and crying and we're proclaiming the name and publishing the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai on these cold and blistery days, all right, is a blessing for those who are seeking the word, all right, of Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. There are people who are who look for us to be out there on these Saturdays when it's cold and hot, when it's rainy and when it's windy. They're looking for us, man. But the Lord is slowly causing His word to be not as accessible, man. All right, and this is a very prophetic time and scary time for those who are tarrying to turn to Yahweh Shemi Shai. There's Song of Solomon 5:7. It says, the watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me, they wounded me. The keepers of the walls took away my veil from me. So the men of the Lord are out here. I wonder if I can find out. Probably, yeah, I can say that. Let's see if I can find it though. The scripture talk about how going to the topic of right, 2 Timothy is the whatever, right? Because us being on highways and byways allows us to show people and to teach them, first of all, who they are, all right, part of the tribe, depending on, who their father is, okay, but also that we're able to ask questions, man. They're able to get their questions answered in real time. They were able to probably quail some doubt that they had in their mind, when they were being taught westernized Christianity in these churches, man. All right? 2 Timothy 2 and 25, I'm sorry, 24. The servant of the Lord will not strive, but be gentle unto all men. After teach patience, with meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves. For the Most High, peradventure, will give them repentance to the knowledge of the truth. All right? And I brought that out because here in Song of Solomon 5, it says, the watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me. How they smote them? By taking that veil off them, letting you know that you are opposing it. Matter of fact, let's get it real quick. Let's get this. Back in 2 Timothy 2 and 25, in meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves to the Most High, peradventure will give them repentance to the knowledge of the truth, and that they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will. All right, so we smoting them by letting them know that the way you are worshiping, the way you are living, is not conducive nor is in line with the spirit of Yahweh outside, nor the scriptures, man. Okay? And by us being out there, we could perhaps save some of them, man, for them to acknowledge and to come into repentance. All right, so they can also be that brand plucked out of the fire, man, as Lord willing, as we are. Okay? Like Song of Solomon also says, the watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me. They wounded me. The keepers of the walls took away my veil from me, man. So as long as you have access to the man of the Lord, all right, we're that truth is coming out. Okay. You see, we're actually you have actual access, all right, to men who are able to answer your questions through the spirit of Yahweh outside, through these precepts. Okay. Then you know that we don't have Christmas, we have Hanukkah. Okay, that Esau has turned things upside down. All right, that the name of the Lord is not Jesus Christos or the other J word, but it's Yahweh and the Son name Yahweh Shai. Okay, the veil that has been lifted is you're not a Mexican, but you're Israelite. You're not a Haitian, but you're a Levite. All right, you're not a black man, but you're a Judite, and so on and so forth. Concerning the tribes, man. The veil, you know, Esau is the so-called white man. All right, America's is Babylon, it's Egypt, it's Sodom. All right, this is the place they're gonna get destroyed. And this veil that's being lifted, that's being taught not only in Highway and Byway, but doing these visual epistles. All right, it gives people access to Yahweh outside still, man. And that's what's important, that you have access into the Lord. But there's going to come a time you're not going to have access to Yahweh outside and his men. All right? So we got that, get that Amos. It says, Amos 8 and 11, it says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So those same men that you were able to have access to, that were out on the highways and byways, the hedges, the cheap concourses of the streets, the men who have found you and have smote you and put your flesh back on you, so to speak. All right, you're gonna become a time where the Lord's gonna create a famine of hearing those words, man. A lot of people are gonna still be stuck knowing that they're fucking, believing that they're Edomites because of how they look. You got some that's gonna think they're gonna die in their sins for not knowing who they are. You see? Because once this gets shut down, once the men of the Lord are no longer on YouTube, no longer on the highways and byways in your respective cities and countries, then what are you going to do? You know? Your famine is coming. And that's the spiritual that the apostles, actually, said we have to go out there and teach on it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure they can go out there on some cold day, but it's not going to be as OR. You know? Going out there, man. It's too cold, it's too cold. You know? And this is the time where you really should be seeking the Lord while he may be found, calling him while he is near. Before the Lord takes us out the street permanently and you won't have access to hearing the word of Yahweh Shai. Second Esdras 5 and 9 says, salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide herself, and understanding will draw itself into a secret chamber, man. All right, so there's going to be a time when the wit is going to be hid. All right, now we're hidden for a little while. When we lost our heritage, okay? We didn't know who we were. But it's going to come to times where it's going to happen again. You see? There's going to come a time very soon that the Lord is going to tell the man of the Lord, hey, it's over with. It's done. No more teaching. Because there's going to be a lot of violence in the streets. A lot of insurrection and sedition. Do you think the men of the Lord is going to put his men in harm's way like that? You see? When it gets too funky diabo out there, man, best believe, hey, the Lord ain't gonna be sending us out there, man. And you start to see a foreshadowing of that now, having these decrees come out, man. Where we don't have to come out, if it's too cold. Now let's say that, let me say this. I know there'll be plenty of camps that's gonna go out there, man. That is what we do. But the fact that spirit is getting put out there shows you what times we're in, right? Verse 10, and shall be sought of many, what that sought, what shall be sought of many? That wisdom. And shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall the unrighteous and contention be multiplied upon the earth. Right, man, because right now it's a green tree. When that brown tree is coming, best believe the man of the Lord ain't gonna be out here, man. All right. It says, "Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth." One land also shall ask another and say, "Is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee?" And it shall say, "No, man." All right. You're not going to see men of the Lord traveling and being out and about like that, man. So this is the Apostle Rama say CTD, man, circling the drain. And one sign, a short tail sign this is going down is when the Lord starts to call the prophets from off the streets, man. So the scripture say, man, call on the Lord while you're nigh, man. We have access to them. Like there's gonna become a time when these Facebook pages and these phones, the internet, and being on the highway and byways is gonna get shut off, man. So with that, I'm gonna say, call Allah, Yahweh Shai. If I don't say Apostle Millstone, Lord, that's an edifying. Next time, Shalom.